Hello, blessed ones. Yes, we've been going a whole month almost through all these learnings. And I know the Holy Spirit has been speaking to you, giving you things, revealing things, opening up things inside your soul. Yes, you are born a king. You're born an heir of the king. And there is a throne, and under the feet of the throne, under your feet when you sit on the throne, will be all your enemies. This is the plan. This is the vision that your Father gives you. But there is no shortcuts. I think we face a great number of Christians and ministers that they try to do the 7 days of fasting shortcut and do this and do that, and they find out soon enough that there are things that have to be established in your soul, from the Spirit, from who you are in the Spirit, established in the soul, so you can actually deal with the kingship, the lordship, with the position of king. So this is something that we've been following. We've been looking at David, and we're learning from what happened to David, but we're coming to a place. So he's established. The Lord gave him rest from all places. He's established as a king, a great king. And he loves the Lord, and the Lord loves him. He's got a prosperous kingdom, a prosperous family. Everything was going right. And something happened, and we'll take the next 2-3 sessions and talk about this very visible, deep things that happen. And if you went through a position of leadership, you know how what follows, it's going to be essential for you. So strong, so powerful. I remember the words in the Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man movie. With great power, it comes a great responsibility. You can never forget that. You can never relax. Yes, you are to know rest, but rest is not relaxing, retiring. No more, I don't care what's going on. Everything is fine. I'm the Lord of all these things. You cannot do that. No, you are aware. And this is how your soul is prepared. Watch and pray. You know, in Ephesians 6, when it talks about the armor, take all the armor, the living armor of God, put on Christ. Then it ends there in Apostle Paul. The Holy Spirit says, do this and watch over this and pray. Watch over this. Watching is like the 8th weapon, if you want. The 7+1, the most important, because it kind of keeps all of them together. Watch, therefore. Watch and pray. So important. I don't know how to really place this inside your soul. That there is not a status quo that you can be just satisfied and I got it now. But is this continuous position of dependence dependence on the Spirit of God. Your soul has to stay in that watching and praying and receiving. That's the humility. Continuous capacity of receiving from the Father, receiving from the Lord, directing the Lord. I learned this more and more in relationships and the family. Lots of times you think it's so easy and you're right and the other person is wrong, and you know better. You're the spiritual person, right? And you listen to the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit is going to just correct you, very fine tuning. Hey, just let go. And just apologize for that. It's like, yes, but this is so important, okay? Position and place of the soul in continuous dependence on the Father. That's how Jesus lived. I cannot do anything from my own. I do only what I see the Father doing. I speak what I hear the Father saying. He was always in this place with his soul. Even if he was one with God, Father and I were one. So he learned how to walk in this position. So very important, this couple of chapters, 2 Samuel 11 and then 12, we'll talk next time. It happened in the spring of the year, at the time when kings go out to battle. It's interesting remark from the Holy Spirit, the time when the kings normally go to battle. That the biggest king, David, sent Joab and his servants with him and all Israel, and they destroyed the people of Ammon and besieged Rabbah. But David remained at Jerusalem. The kings go to war, but David remained at Jerusalem. Interesting, right? Then it happened one evening that David arose from his bed and walked on the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman bathing, and the woman was very beautiful to behold. You know what it reminds me? The Garden of Eden, doesn't it? That's what it reminds me. She looked at the tree, and the tree was beautiful to behold, desirable. Exactly in that place. Why? The serpent was there. The serpent placed those thoughts that created that view of what she was saying and what David is saying. And we'll go deeper into that. But for now, this is a good question. Why do we decide sometimes not to go to war and stay behind? Fear? Tiredness? Boredom? You know, when I said about that kind of a relaxing, retiring, that's, you think you are entitled to that because, you're bored, you're tired. Let others do that. And I'm not saying you have to do everything. I'm not saying you have to do. I'm not saying that. But you cannot get out of the connection with the Father, with the Lord, the Spirit from inside. You cannot disconnect from there. You cannot put it on hold. You cannot turn off that connection and say, you know what, now I'm on my own. Because you're not going to be on your own. This is So important. And I want to bring something. I haven't seen it before, but I think as a leader, as one that's ministering, and I think all of you that are listening, most of you are ministers in a way or another. What we want is to multiply the life of God, multiply. We think about how to pour into the next generation, how to pour into others. We have that heart of giving. And we're thinking about this multiplication. And look what happened here. Again, I haven't seen this before. And when the Lord showed me that, it really went extremely deep inside. Come on, walk with me in this. 2 Samuel 11:8. And so David slept with Bathsheba, and then to cover up what he did, you probably know the story. He called the husband because Bathsheba said, "Hey, I'm pregnant." So David called the husband and sent him to sleep with his wife. So then everything is okay. That's gonna be Uriah's kid, right? So he sensed that they were again in the time of war. The kings go to war. David had to cover up his mistake. So he calls Uriah, and verse 8 says, David said to Uriah, "Go down to your house and wash your feet." Uriah departed from king's house, and a gift of food from the king followed him. But listen to this. It's amazing. Uriah slept at the door of the king's house with all the servants of his lord, and did not go down to his house. What? The king gives you permission to go and be with your wife and just enjoy, relax, Uriah. And you refuse that? Because Uriah was trained to know this is a time of war. There's no relaxing now. So when they told David, saying Uriah did not go down to his house, David said to Uriah, "Did you not come from a journey? No, you're tired. Why did you not go down to your house?" I mean, come on, we are all humans here. Everybody needs some time off. Come on, Uriah, and listen to this. And Uriah said to David, just walk with me here. The ark in Israel and Judah are dwelling in tents, and my lord Joab and the servants of my lord are encamped in the open fields. Shall I then go to my house to eat and drink, and to lie with my wife? Do I have the right of a normal life when everybody else is in a state of war? As you live and as your soul lives, I will not do this thing. You know where Uriah got this from? They got that from David. And instead of David seeing that he has a multiplication of his soul. The general, the dedicated, the committed 100%, the one that nothing else matters except the Lord and what he wants to do. He actually was able to build this type of people. Uriah was one of his commanders, and Joab was like that. David, you are so busy covering up for your stuff that you cannot see your multiplication. The fruit of your labor, David, for years was right there in front of you. Instead of hugging him, praising God for that fruit of your labor of years, you kill that. What a loss. Not just that he murders a person, but he kills his harvest. You work all the spring, you work hard days, nights for that vineyard, and you clip and cleanse, and all the summer through the heat you keep going there. Other people go to party, but you don't, because you have to make sure the vineyard is taken care of and watered and all the stuff. And here comes the September, the October. All the grapes are ripe and beautiful. And you did something wrong. And to cover that, you put fire to the whole vineyard. You just throw it away. You don't care. Because I have to lay with that woman, because she was beautiful. And you throw away all this amazing people that follow you, and they are ready to give their lives for you, for a moment of pleasure, for a little affair. David, what's going on with you? David. Most of the people that I know that they walk with the Lord and they work with all their hearts. People, leaders that you hear, and maybe some people, some of you despise them. Most of them, they lay down their lives for the Lord, for the people. Until a Bathsheba moment showed up. And no, it's not Bathsheba's fault. No. That's not the Hollywood. It's not the pornography. It's not. You forgot who you are, David. Do you see what kind of people came out? Are you dropping everything because you liked something? Most of the people, they are not defeated in great battles. They're not quitting because, the enemy came and there were such a big battles, and now it's a little thing. It's an unexplained sickness. it's an unexplained debt. It's something that you cannot figure it out. It's too much for you. And they quit. Lots of people, not for great things, but for small things. Just walking one day and look at something and something is happening. Wow. Great power, there is great responsibility. Great responsibility. Do you see that? Uriah and a generation like him are ready, are ripe. Don't compromise that. Don't compromise that. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I know you hurt my heart. And you saw my tears just because there are too many people who quit just the moment before the harvest was there. There are too many. I just deceived with small things, little nothing, and they quit their harvest. They quit their next thing that the Lord had for them. You hear me? I know you do. Right now, I don't know where you are in that adventure, journey, discussion, but I'm telling you, cut it right there from the roots, because you do not want to lose the Uriahs that are ready, the army of the Lord, the army of the King. It's ready. We don't want Davids that are compromised. You hear me? Yes, you do.